Mexico closes U.S.-owned plant for allegedly refusing to sell ventilators to Mexican hospitals.
Here's a summary of the article.
Tijuana, Mexico. The northern Mexico border state of Baja California closed a plant run by the Anglo-American healthcare firm Smiths Medical Friday for allegedly refusing to sell ventilators to Mexican hospitals. Baja California Gov. Jamie Bonilla said the firm refused to sell Mexico some of the machines, which are badly needed to treat patients with coronavirus. Mexico now has 3,844 cases of the new coronavirus, with 233 deaths nationwide. Ontario's COVID-19 case count surpasses 6,000, province confirms 22 more deaths. Another 25 COVID-19 deaths and 765 new cases in Quebec, bringing death toll to 241. 7 more deaths and 49 new cases of COVID-19 announced in Alberta. BC has 40 new COVID-19 cases, 5 additional deaths.
This post received a score of 38,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Best TLDR, export-only plant that produces medical equipment was allowed to continue operations because it counted as essential. After they didn't sell ventilators to Mexican hospitals, Bonilla declared that since the workers' labor was not helping Mexico, it would not be essential to Mexico and closed it.
TBH, it is a very fair argument. They aren't doing anything essential for Mexico, instead they could be carrying the virus and spreading it. So yay, close that shit.
I agree. All non-essential business are on lockdown. If it is not essential to us, why should we risk our people? And #X2OOB, edit. Since people think I am some sort of non-amigable Satan, I wish the plant was still operational. I'm sure an agreement could be made with the government to also sell ventilators to Mexico, it's an emergency after all. But I also fear that the company hasn't tried to do much about doing something like that, because after all, Mexican hospitals pay less than US hospitals.
I think that's the kicker in all of it. The people working are Mexican. If there is no gain other than profit for employees, then it's non-essential. I'm sure the company can come to some sort of compromise. So the company can continue working, export as well as sell to the local government.
Greater than I'm sure the company can come to some sort of compromise. So the company can continue working, export as well as sell to the local government. As would it be for industries to sell carcinogenic food. That is exactly why government, legislation and regulation, is necessitated in the first place.
But Bonilla ordered the Smiths Medical Factory closed, because he argued it was providing no such essential service to Mexicans, and thus was not obeying health emergency contingency measures. That makes sense to me, like essential to whom, and now instead of paying for it they can just make it themselves. I'm sure that this won't be the only time something like this happens. Thanks to the money game, it's every country for themselves. Sooner or later the number will get high enough to where the term proprietary will stop having meaning.
Well, yes, why risk Mexican workers if they are not providing an essential service to Mexico?
This is why we need a global response to pandemics and not an every man for himself approach. Both sides lose if we don't work together, and infected countries will eventually infect safe ones.
Tell that to WHO, was supposed to be its work. But somehow it started favoring China, praising its great containment measures, while in reality they took too long to take any measures and tried to hide information to the world to not look bad and permitting the spread. Do New Year's Eve and Chinese families having vacations carrying the sickness with them, and on the other side the US not taking the sickness seriously. Bad plus bad equals bigger bad, who would have thought? Power makes people dumb. It's sad, and there are only unnecessary casualties.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.